meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping by this week. You might remember a couple weeks ago when we did the campground review of our ranch in the mountains, we mentioned doing a gold mine tour. Well, we're going to share that with you today. So we're going to take you along on our tour of Consolidated Mines in Dahlonega, Georgia.
It's a really cool adventure. It's Dahlonega's only underground gold mining tour. It takes you 200 feet underground and 100 years back in time. The whole tour is about 40 minutes, and afterwards you get to see us pan for gold and see if we strike it rich.
Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and ring that bell so you won't miss an episode.
Gold was first discovered in Dahlonega in 1828. That's 20 years before the California gold rush. There was so much gold that it was just washing down off the mountainsides and laying on top of the ground.
And those first miners had it pretty easy. They could just pick up the gold by hand.
Let's go gold mining. Easter egg hunt. But soon all that gold was gone, and the miners took to the streams and the rivers to pan.
Of course, then they developed the sluice box so they could process the materials faster.
Absolutely. And then in 1845, a miner by the name of Nathan Hand, he invented the water cannon. And that was really productive but very destructive. It would wash the mountainsides away. But it would bring all the gold back down to the ground, and they'd just pick it up, put the materials in their sluice box and pan for it there.
This piece over here is actually a part of a water cannon. Now those are illegal nowadays, but if you go hiking in the area, you might see some abnormally looking crevices in the hillsides. That's because one of those were used in that spot. This right here, this is Old Blue. She's 120 years old, this ladder is. Pretty good shape if you ask me. I'm going to place her in the story in just a bit. Pretty amazing, isn't it?
So by 1880, the mountainside was washed down to hard rock on the site where the Consolidated Mine sits. And after a couple years of testing, they figured out the gold wasn't actually found in veins of gold, but it followed veins of quartz.
On top of this hill up here, they saw a big old giant piece of quartz rock. And then they finally figured out that it was actually going inside the mine, or on the hillside at that point. So what they did is that kind of is what started them wanting to come and mine in this particular place. Now this quartz vein, to put things in perspective, this one was 22 feet thick. Most quartz veins are only 2 to 4 inches thick, sometimes 8 inches. So this is one of the biggest ones that they have in the world. Yes. Now what they did is they would take big old chunks of this quartz vein out of here, take it all the way out to the front of the mine, and they would crush it. And as they crushed it, it would go over these metal plates that were covered with mercury. Now that gold would stick to that mercury like a magnet. Then it would go into a separation container, and they would separate out the mercury to be reused again and again because it was expensive. And of course, when we opened the container lid, we were left with the gold. But it makes you wonder how many Mad Hatters might have come out of that era. To your left, you're going to see one long white strip. That's what we call a quartz vein. See how it just runs right on through that granite rock? See, that's iron in the quartz. And see, when I put my light up to it, I can see through it. And that's how I know that that's iron quartz and not just a colored rock. How you can see through it. actually hit the water table when they were mining. What does that mean? Well, that water constantly wants to rise. So what we've done is added a water pump that pumps that water up and down the man-made waterfall, then on down through the mine and out towards the creek. You are standing underneath the Walmart Supercenter. We are under their lawn and garden center. Try to get them to drop ship? No, I don't understand. I think they're bringing water down from that reservoir. Now the front of the mine is actually behind this building, all the way back there. It goes 40 acres back and runs all along the whole creek. Now they would have laid that old blue ladder up about right here. And what they were doing here is stoping or drilling upwards. So with this ladder, these grown men would climb up the ladder once they had a big enough hole, and they would get lumber pieces, 2x6 boards, and wedge them into the rock. And once they did that, they would climb up on top of it and carry with them this 150-pound stope drill. Now this was powered by a water wheel down here at the creek. So when you turned it on, it wasn't exactly steady either. It was kind of like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me introduce you to a third-rate hard rock mine. My personal favorite, the drifter drill. Woo! Now, it does look very similar to the stope drill. And yes, they are both powered by a water wheel via a creek. But this one lays on its side, so it's much sturdier. And it originally had a really long hollow tube that came out of it. And when you turned it on, water would come blasting out and it would start chiseling away at the rock. And as it did that, silica would start popping out. But that wasn't a problem for the miners anymore, because as soon as it did, that water would capture it and it would run down like sludge and right on out through the front of the mine. Now there's this here, I said it was one of my favorites. You know why? Because this paid $2 a day. Yeah. You hear that fire? It just keeps on going and going and going.
Come 1895, a group of northern investors bought up 7,000 acres of land around the discovery site of the Knights Vein and all the small mines with it, forming the Dahlonega Consolidated Mines Company. It only lasted 6 years before they went out of business in 1906. Be it gold prices were too low or the efforts of extracting the gold were too difficult.
But by then, the legend of the Consolidated Mine Company had already been established.
Rose starting to pan for some gold. What you doing, Rose?
I'm paying for gold.
Trying to go yet?
Oh, there he is.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your gold pen. Shake your gold pen. So what did you think of the tour?
I thought the tour was actually really, really cool. It was more than I expected. I think part of it was because our guide was not only funny, but she was really, really informative. And even though the tour is not terribly long in the tunnels, you get to learn a lot and you get to see a lot.
And it wasn't overly, exhaustive. It wasn't hard or anything. Only disappointment I had with the whole tour was I didn't strike it rich.
Sorry.
I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss a single episode. And don't forget to stick around for the outtakes. Hey guys,
Thought I
but
was
we're
saying.
both doing that. And ring that bell so you don't miss a single symbol.
What happened?
My tongue too big.
We take you along on a mine tour.
Sorry.
Not now.
Gold was first. Start that again. Gold was first discovered in Dahlonega in 1828. 1895, a group of northern investors, and there's that really loud lawnmower,